50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, how the hell are we doing? Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 585. Today is Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. And, kid, we have a really good power rankings and Thursday night game, I think, this week. How we doing?
It's going to be interesting about the power rankings, though. I made some adjustments. Couple teams are out. Couple new teams are in. I'm excited to see if or where you got my Patriots still.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little later. I mean, what a crazy deadline. You know, every year people say, oh, this deadline is going to be crazy, and then like only a few moves are made.
Yeah, this year only a few moves were made.
But they were blockbuster.
One team really making moves.
Do we start there real quick? Yeah, I guess we have to start there. It's my New York Jets. And honestly, going into it, I thought a few players were going to be traded. You know, I thought maybe Breece Hall. I even said, hey, maybe Quinnen Williams, but I did not see Sauce Gardner being traded. He gets traded to the Indianapolis Colts.
Real quick.
Yeah.
You've been calling this man Ahmad for about a year now.
Yeah.
Now you're calling him Sauce. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. No, I'm calling him Sauce because everything that I've read on Twitter, shout out all the haters on Twitter who said he's the 22nd ranked PFF corner. You're smoking that good shit. I mean, the disrespect that he's received on Twitter the past 24 hours was absurd. So I had to come to his defense a few times, if you know what I mean. It's ridiculous. But I think it's a great move for both teams. You know, it sucks as a fan because I like Sauce a lot, and I think he's a top 5 corner. And we drafted him. I just wanted him to be a Jet for life. Real shit. That's really what I wanted. I wanted him. I wanted Garrett Wilson, even Quinnen Williams. You know, we drafted him. I know the record is terrible as a Jet, but I realistically wanted him. But when Indianapolis came to us and said, we're going to give you 2 first rounders and we're going to throw you Adrian Mitchell, they were gone from him once he dropped that fumble. But you had to do it, right?
From the Jets' perspective, I think you had to. We all know Sauce Gardner, take away the PFF ranking. We all know he's a top 5 corner. Some people could make the case he's the best corner. I'm not going to go that far. I'll give you top 3. There's no doubt about it. Sauce Gardner is a top 3, top 5 corner, no doubt about it. If from the Jets' perspective, to me, it was a good decision because yes, you have a top 5 corner. What has that gotten you?
Yeah, we're 1-7.
You're 1-7. You haven't sniffed the playoffs since you drafted him. Yes, you made a great draft pick. You know, congrats to you, but that hasn't gotten anything. Yeah. So I think it was a smart idea just to let him go, start a rebuild, and I think that's what the Jets need, Dale. Because let's just be honest, you wasn't going nowhere fast.
He went for the same thing Minka Parsons went. 2 first rounders. And a first-round receiver. Adrian Mitchell got drafted in the first round.
First-round receiver.
And there were highlights. I didn't point them out. They just happened to surface. He torched Sauce when they played. But that's neither here or there. But essentially, we got what Minka got in the market for a corner. Now we have addressed this last year when the Colts were good, and we were like, hey, they need help in the secondary. They're going all in. Mm-hmm. From a Colts perspective, and you got to respect that.
Yeah, and like I said, from the Colts side, you got to admire the fact that they're seizing the opportunity to take it all in, like you said, all in this season.
Yeah.
If you're tied for first place, you're sitting at 7-2. Nobody, maybe a few loyal Colts fans out there was like, yeah, this season's our year. Nobody thought the Colts would have been this good.
Yeah,
So
no.
you're midway through the season. You're 7-2. This is not like a fluke. You're a good team. So why not go all out, all in for this season and get arguably one of the best corners in football to help out your secondary now? Still.
It kind of reminds me of what the Redskins did last year, being this good team and getting now. Obviously, Marshawn Lattimore, shout out the Ohio State, but he isn't what Sauce is. But they made a move, and look where they got NFC Championship.
Yeah, and like the Eagles, every year they're in the trade deadline making moves. So I like their aggressiveness. Like I said, they're seizing the opportunity, and they're gonna take their shot though. And I'm glad they did. They're gonna have Sauce Gardner for a couple of years now. They've been, you can make the case, the number one football offense in football, right, through 9 weeks of the year. Now you add Sauce Gardner, dude, you might have a top 10 secondary. You're gonna have a above average defense for the remainder of the year. If the offense could keep it steady, keep it going, hey, it's gonna be a tough spot for any team to possibly go into Indianapolis and pull off a win.
Yeah, and all the experts, I'm going to use air quotes, all the experts that came out and said, what are the Colts doing? Yeah, he's a good player. He's not a great player. What have you been watching? Can I read you a stat, please? This is credit to next gen stats of the NFL. They keep track of this stuff. Sauce Gardner has not allowed more than 2 receptions to a single receiver in a game this season. He's forced a tight window on 52% of his targets, the highest rate of any player targeted at least 20 times in coverage. What? He's been an all-pro corner since coming into the league.
Mm-hmm. Remember, he was all first team on defense as a rookie.
So for you to be an expert and go on, I'm going to name it because I just don't care, the CBS Sports, and going out and saying he is not a great player, you just don't know what you're talking about, and it kind of shows. So, and to be honest, we dumped a huge contract. We got 2. We'll get to the second one in a sec, but we got rid of a huge contract. I know Jet fans, shout out Ant, he didn't want to get rid of him, but you needed to. When an opportunity presents itself like this, and you said it perfectly, yeah, we had a great corner, but what did it get us? We were 1-7 with him. So I understand the move, if I'm being honest.
And it was a bottom 5 defense this year with him.
People were saying, I know Diana Rossini came out and said she got a quote from a former GM saying they just blew up a top 5 defense.
What?
Well, you could have just said not Robert Salah, Joe Douglas. He's the one who was your source who said that. So, Joe Douglas, we were in a top 5 defense this year. Maybe last year, I think you could make an argument, or the 2 years ago. But last year, we were still a good defense. We didn't blow the team up. We got rid of 2 players. Calm down. We still have Jermaine Johnson. We still have Quincy Williams. We still have Jermaine Johnson. We still got some people. And Brandon Stevens, I know I talk shit about him, but he's actually coming into his own. If you look at the advanced metrics, he's actually played really good these last few games. Calm down. We didn't blow the team up. We got 5 first-rounders going into the next 2 seasons. So let's be honest. And then you mentioned it. I don't know what – I know people are saying, yeah, you won the Colts trade. We fucking fleeced the Cowboys too. I mean, Jesus, that one was insane. I mean, we traded Quinnen Williams for a first-rounder, a second-rounder, and a defensive tackle. We absolutely fleeced the Cowboys. What are the Cowboys doing? Is this the team they decided to go all in on?
I'm not sure. You know, with the Colts, you can make the case. I can see it working out for both teams because you're getting a need for the Colts, and the Jets want to rebuild. You get 2 first-round picks for the next 2 seasons. To me, that's an even
and a wide receiver who we need.
Yeah, who has the potential to be a solid number 2 along Garrett Wilson. Now for the opposite side with the Cowboys, though. Don't get me wrong, Quentin Williams is a tremendous player. To me,
Yeah.
he's gonna add to the pass rush. So definitely, I see why.
He's good against the run too.
Yeah, and that's what the Cowboys do. They traded Micah Parsons because Micah Parsons analytically wasn't good against the run, right? So I could see why they did it. Quentin Williams is a great player. He's a Pro Bowler. He could probably make All Pro. If when healthy, 100%. My only question to Jerry Jones in the front office is why now?
Yeah.
Why? Because you could make the case still. Let me just double check.
This isn't the team to go all in on.
No. I'm gonna literally break down the numbers to you, Dill. I'm just not sure why Jerry Jones in the front office make this type of move now, when in my opinion the season is over. Dallas Cowboys is 3-5, right, sitting at the 11th spot. You got the whole NFC North. You got the Vikings, who's 4-4. You got Chicago. You got Detroit, and then you got
Packers,
Green Bay, right? And then you got the NFC West, where you just lost. So now you off the rip, you lost with the tiebreaker to the Cardinals. You got the Rams. You got the Seahawks, and you got the San Francisco 49ers. Your playoff picture is over, Dill. You're not gonna be able to go on a run, and most of those teams just fall. The Rams are 6-2 at the 5 seed. The 49ers are 6-3 at the 6 seed, and guess who's number 7, Dill? The Detroit Lions. You think the Cowboys about to outplay the Detroit Lions for the remainder of the season? No. So that's my only question. I like the move personally. My only question is why now? Why now?
Ego. We saw them lose Monday Night Football, and then they go out and they make 2 trades. They get another guy from the Bengals before Quentin Williams. And Jerry Jones went on, I think, Dallas Talk Show radio, and he came out and he was embarrassed. He goes, I know we haven't been good as of late, but, we are going to – what was the key word? He wants to be relevant. And making a move like this keeps the Dallas Cowboys relevant. So I think that's long-winded. I think that's why they did it. I agree. They're not making the playoffs this year. This team is not good.
And look at number 8 and number 9. You got the Chicago Bears 5-3, and
watch out the Minnesota Vikings.
And you got the Panthers at 5-4, 9 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could probably catch the Vikings. You could probably catch the Panthers. You're not about to catch Detroit. You might be able to catch Chicago. You're not about to catch Detroit. You're not about to catch San Francisco. You're not catching LA.
Yeah. I don't understand the move either. And for you to give up that kind of a haul. Now, Quentin Williams is a great player. Don't get me wrong.
Definitely worth the assets. It's just, to me,
why now?
For a team that's in a win now position. Like, if, for example, if Buffalo would have did that trade, I would have said good move for Buffalo.
Yeah. But you're not even 500.
The season's over. So
yeah,
you're in my opinion, if you're already thinking for next season,
I guess
that's most likely going to be a top 12 pick.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you. And after that, and honestly, after that happened, I called you and I texted you. I was like, oh, we're not done. And there was about an hour and a half left of the deadline. And Breece Hall, I kind of feel bad for Breece Hall a little bit. I'm not going to lie. But I'm glad that the Jets didn't falter because they wanted a 3rd-round pick for him. Mm-hmm. And the Chiefs offered us a 4th. We weren't going to do it.
And not for nothing, I think Breece Hall is worth a 3rd-round.
100% he is. He's been a top 10, top 15 running back since coming into the league. Yes, I know he got hurt that 1 year, but when healthy, he is a productive running back. So he's definitely worth a 3rd-round pick. And I'm glad the Jets didn't falter or just be like, oh, we're just going to trade him because he wants out. It's clear. He was tweeting all through the deadline. He wants out. Eventually, he is going to move on because we didn't pay him. His deal's coming to an end, but one name I would also look at is Jermaine Johnson. I don't know if he's there as well, but, we got some time. I just can't wait because I'm looking forward to the draft. Maybe we get the best defensive player in the country, Caleb Downs from the Ohio State. We get our boy Julian saying team up all the Ohio State guys. They're winners. Why don't we just go and do that? But after yesterday, in 2026, the upcoming draft, we have 2 first rounders, ours and Indianapolis. We have 2 second rounders, ours and Dallas. And then 2027, it's essentially like 3 years ago, 3 first round draft picks, us, Dallas, and Indianapolis. So it's obviously going to be a top 10 because the Jets stink. Dallas, we'll see. Hopefully they're bad. We're rooting for them. And Indianapolis, who's probably going to be a bottom tier because they're probably going to be good. I am rooting against Dallas and Indianapolis for the next 2 years, so we get good draft picks. But kid, we're set up for the future like last time. We need a quarterback.
Yeah, it's just, are you gonna make the right decisions? Because
I hope so.
There's gonna be a handful of quarterbacks this upcoming draft. It's just, would you be able to hit the right one? That's that, and that for nine. It's hard to, Dill. It's hard to.
Yeah, and I think you nailed it. That's the question. Yes, you get all these assets and you get all these picks, and you're like, okay, from a Jets perspective, there's light at the end of the tunnel. But are these guys going to amount what Sauce and Quinnen Williams are? That's the question. That's hard. I hope as a fan.
If you draft with those 5 first round picks, right, for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
If you're able to draft at least 1 All-Pro and 2 Pro Bowlers,
yeah,
I think is a success.
Yeah, I agree. All in due time. Time will tell if we won the trade. But
yeah, you get the quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
If you happen to get a quarterback in these next 2 seasons, that's a quarterback of the New York Jets for 10 years.
It's a win.
It's all worth it.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm glad. Honestly, I'm happy that a team went all in like the Colts because, like you said, they're in win now mode. They're 7-2. They're looking good, and that was the weak point of that defense was their secondary. And you go out and get a guy like Sauce, think that helps it. So he's gonna have a lot of land in Indianapolis. Go get yourself a nice big home. I will miss Sauce. I'm not gonna lie. He was a very good player, and so was Quinnen Williams. But you had to do it. You know what? Also, I liked the Saints trading Rashid Shaheed to the Seahawks. We're gonna talk about them. They're definitely gonna be in our top 10. The Seahawks, I think they are a really good team. Cooper Kupp, I know he was hurt. He's gonna come back. You get a deep threat like Rashid Shaheed. You have the best, in my opinion, receiver in the league in JSN right now. You got a great running game, good defense. Sam Darnold's throwing like a top 10, top 15 quarterback. This is a great move for the Seahawks.
Yeah, this is another. I understand Raheem Shaheed is not a household name or a top wide receiver in consideration, but if you know ball, you know he's a viable deep threat. And I think this was exactly what Jason and Sammy D wanted because Jason, he's gonna hurt you over the middle, with the in and out routes, and now you're gonna have Rashid to go over the top. Like you said, the running game is there with Kenneth Walker, and Chardonnay. And let's not forget, without Cooper Kupp, Sammy D threw a half of football on Monday night on the road with 14 for 14 with 4 passing touchdowns. Now you add another offensive weapon to that deal. The Seahawks are primed to take off, I think this was another win now move. I understand Raheem Shaheed is not as popular as these other wide receivers, but to me, this is a great addition to already pretty damn good offense. It just scored 38 points on Monday night. And now you add another deep threat for Sammy D. Hey, watch out for Seattle. It's already a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
Top 10 offense.
Yeah, really can't wait to see. So other than that, those were kind of like the big ones. Are you surprised that they didn't trade Chris Olave, or more importantly, not Chris Olave, because I thought he wouldn't move, but Kamara? Are you surprised?
Yeah, I was thinking like a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. We heard that they
were the Patriots.
I thought the Chiefs would have went after Kamara. All right, just a team that's in line to possibly contend for a title. Because I think Alvin Kamara still got some gas left in the tank. It's just the New Orleans Saints are a bad team, especially now with the quarterback change. To me, they should have got some value, at least a 3rd, 4th round pick for Alvin Kamara. I think the Eagles, though, I don't know if we're going to cover. I think Jada Phillips.
Great.
great addition for the
Great. That's what they needed.
yeah. So Howie Roseman
Did it again.
did it again. I wish he was my GM. You know,
Me too.
as a Patriots fan, I thought we would have made some moves.
I was going to ask you about the Patriots. I thought you were in the market for a running back or a pass rush or a linebacker. Are you surprised you didn't be a more aggressive?
I'm shocked. No, I'm not gonna say I'm shocked. I'm gonna rephrase that. I'm just surprised because we're 7-2, Dill. We're you can make a case. We're a player or two away from being true contenders. You can make the case. So I didn't see why we didn't take the opportunity. But one thing I could say is we were so aggressive during the off season. Maybe it was like let's tone it down and it's not get too ahead of ourselves in the trade deadline. Yes, it would have been nice to add another pass rusher, running back, or something like that. I had my eye on personally on a guy who's not on the contract on Trey Henderson. If we would have got Trey Henderson, I think we would have paid him as well. Gave him definitely over $100 million contract. I think that would have been a great trade for us. Adding an elite pass rusher to already pretty good defense, I think that possibly would have set us over the top. I'm just being honest. So,
yeah, no, I mean, I thought Bradley Chubb would have got some calls from Miami, maybe Jaden Waddle, but they decided not to trade him. But I mean, sending Jalen Phillips to Philadelphia because they're trying to repeat, obviously, just for a 2026 third round pick. And this is the third trade that the Eagles have made in the past week. They've added Jalen Phillips, Jair Alexander, and Michael Carter. So they're boosting up their defense to try to repeat. And to be honest, this was the third round pick that they had. It was either the Jets and theirs, but the one that's being sent to Miami is their pick. But Jaden Phillips, he has relationship with Vic Fangio, who was the defensive coordinator in Miami in 2023. So that year, Jalen Phillips, he had 6.5 sacks in just 8 games.
I think he was a rookie or a second year at that.
That's a great move. Thank you for calling that out because I forgot about that. That was a great move.
I'm so jealous. The only reason I wanted to bring it up as a Patriots fan, I'm jealous because to me that was honestly that's in division. So I highly doubt Miami would have gave us Jalen Phillips, but that's exactly who we needed. Like he ain't Trey Henderson,
no,
but he's solid.
What'd you think about Jacoby Myers going to Jacksonville for a 6th round pick? It's okay.
For a 6th round pick is a great move for the Jacksonville Jaguars. For a 6th round pick,
you trust Trevor.
6th round pick, I would have been like, maybe too much. But with Travis Hunter getting put on IR in the past week, though, you got to put that in consideration. Brian Thomas Jr., he's questionable. He's dealing with some type of injury as well. Hopefully, he's able to come back soon. Well, not soon. He's able to go this week, but he's been dealing with some injuries all season long. Now you add Jacoby Myers, still, I think it's a great move, honestly. Yeah. For a 6th round pick.
For a 6th round pick, yeah. I mean, that's pennies on the dollar. And Jacoby Myers, he's having a pretty good year, and you got to get away from Vegas. I mean, I know I'm not the biggest Trevor Lawrence fan, but he's better than Geno Smith, if I'm being honest. So that's cool. Other than that, nothing really. I thought it was a really good trade deadline. By the way, did you hear what the ESPN and some people weren't able to watch Monday Night Football because of the ESPN and not in YouTube TV? They got
I'm no longer.
We have cable. I'm a huge cable guy. I've been a huge
don't get me wrong. I was one of the first people. I'm gonna say in Jersey with YouTube TV. Like when I found out YouTube TV was a thing, I got it right. I got a YouTube TV when it was like $60 a month. So this is like when it first came out, and it got to 85. I was like, for 85, I'm good, So I'm shocked by that because YouTube TV, I had nothing bad to ever say about YouTube TV. Only that I got it when it was $65 a month. Now it's $85 a month, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, apparently some people weren't able to watch Monday Night Football, and people were tweeting out, "Hey, it's YouTube TV's fault." No, it's fucking ESPN's fault. Fuck them. Honestly, I hate how they just present that like it's the other people's fault. And people on ESPN are tweeting out, Hey, if you got they go, any YouTube customer can go to keepmynetworks.com to find options to watch NFL live, Monday Night Countdown, Monday Night Football. And then when you go to the website, it's just another way to watch it. But ESPN owns all this. They own Hulu, they own Fubo, they own Disney. It's ESPN. And honestly, ESPN's app is shit. That shit, it stutters, it lags. It's not the best app either.
Yeah, and I feel like ESPN app does lag. Because if you guys, I'm trying to
we're for the people.
Yeah.
So fuck ESPN is.
Yeah. If you ever want to check, use the app Score. I think the Score app, that's a better app than ESPN.
Other than that, kid, it was a pretty good trade deadline. But let's get to it. Sunday Night Football, we get there with the lock of the week. Cashes early for us. I mean, it was over at halftime.
Yeah,
it was 35-7 at half. Sammy D was almost perfect. Literally,
he was perfect.
330 yards. He had that one interception. Outside of that, they could not stop JSN. I am telling you, this man is the best receiver in the game this year. He didn't get in the end zone for me, but holy shit, 8 catches, 129 yards.
He did enough.
And obviously, the whole controversy, Jaden Daniels dislocated his elbow. He's going to be out for some time. Should he have been in? Shouldn't he have been in? They were down 30. I get both things because from a coach's perspective, you got to try to build some momentum. The game is over with, but you got to try to build momentum going into next week, complete some passes. But that offensive line is so banged up. Weapon-wise, they have no one. He was on the run so much on Sunday night. It doesn't look like the offensive line is healthy. Honestly, I felt really bad for Jaden Daniels. So I see both sides. Obviously, the good guy, Dan Quinn, he took blame for it, but I see both sides. Yes, he shouldn't have been in the game, but also I understand why he was in the game. So I guess real quick, thoughts on the game and thoughts on Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I think Seahawks, like you said, we both get there with the -3, 3.5, whatever it was. That was just a flat-out dominant performance by the Seahawks. You can make the case that was the best half of football we've seen from any team all season long in that first half of football. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he was 14 for 14, 4 passing touchdowns to four different wide receivers. No, one guy had 2 touchdowns still. So it was just flat out domination from the Seattle Seahawks. Give credit to them offensively, defensively, and special teams. For Jaden Daniels, me personally, if you want to blame Dan Quinn, you could blame Dan Quinn, but I'm not mad at him. I'm not gonna blame Dan Quinn. We all know Jaden Daniels was dealing with multiple injuries this year, hamstring. Forgot what he went out earlier. Now he dislocated elbow. Do you guys, the people that criticize Dan Quinn, do y'all ever think or go through your mind, oh, Dan Quinn, he wanted to get Jaden Daniels hurt? No. You think any coach out there leaves the player in for the intentions or believing, oh, they're going to get hurt? No. Nobody thought Jalen Hurts would have got hurt. I mean, Jaden Daniels would have got hurt. So I'm with Dylan. I'm trying to build something that we can hang on hard on and watch film like, yo, this is what we got to do next week.
Yeah.
If we execute like this, we're going to look better. We're going to play better. So I understand why he was left in the game. If he has a nice final drive to end the game, you can build off that.
Yeah.
It sucks that he went out the injury, but to me, it's not Dan Quinn's fault. Yeah, you can make the case he should have been out the game, but there's no way Dan Quinn, anybody thought like, yeah, if I leave him in, he's going to get hurt, or I want him. My intentions is to get him hurt down there.
You know what it is also? Talking to some of my friends down who are Redskin fans who are from Virginia and Maryland, they have PTSD of Robert Griffin. You know what it is? They have these great quarterbacks that they're blessed to finally have, and then they get hurt, or they're in there too long, or they make the wrong cut. It's like PTSD where they're like, why are you even out there? And I think the slow motion, it looked worse than it was, I think, because they slowed it down and I was like, ooh, that like, and I think my first reaction was, they're down 30. Why are you out there? But then I put my coaching hat on and I was like, no, I get why Dan Quinn left them out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's a little PTSD. And from Redskin fans talking to them, they believed he shouldn't have been out there, I think is the moral of what I got. So I guess it makes sense, but and I don't know. I pray for a speedy recovery because he's a great quarterback. When healthy, Jaden Daniels, he makes the team go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he is a really good quarterback. It's just really unfortunate that he did go down. So he will miss some time. Here comes Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I think he's done for the remainder of the year. I hope Jaden Daniels come back 100% healthy, start next season, because we all know when healthy, we saw it last season. He could lead the team to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. And then Monday night we had Arizona Cardinals. We broke this one down to a T. Under +3. They won outright, the Cardinals. You hit George Pickens over. I hit Jake Ferguson over. We didn't get there with Jacoby Brissett, but we essentially swept the board with this game. I mean, Cardinals, they essentially dominated early on. And you know what I thought was very strange? Cowboys defense wasn't good, but it was the offense on Monday night that really was lackluster. I didn't think Dak played good. I thought Javonte Williams ran the ball pretty well. But outside of CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, they never were really able to punch in tickets. And I'm so happy. I don't like to root for people's demise, but Brandon Aubrey missing that kick, the 68-yarder. Let Cam Little have the record for at least 24 hours before you tie the record. But outside of that, great win for the – shout out Jacoby Brissett.
Still. Some people say he earned the starting job. You know
about that, but
Kyler Murray was just placed on IR out of nowhere for 4 weeks.
He's hurt, bro. He's hurt.
I know, but he wasn't placed on IR 2 weeks ago. Now he's
I'll say this to your point. I'm seeing my boy Marvin Harrison Jr. smile for the first time. He's not doing that with Kyler Murray.
Career day for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Most targets, most receptions.
And he's smiling.
And he's smiling. I know that. So there's no denying. For some reason, since Jacoby Brissett has taken over the helm, they're passing. They're more competitive. They're scoring more points a game. They're averaging more yards a game. The common denominator is Jacoby Brissett. I'm not here saying Jacoby Brissett is a better player than Kyler Murray. He's definitely not. But for some reason, the offense is flourishing a little better with him than Kyler Murray. So shout out Jacoby Brissett. 21 for 31, 261, 2 touchdowns. Still, he even got sacked 5 times for that Cowboys defense. Couldn't really tell. Marvin Harrison, 7 catches, 96 yards, 1 tutty. Still, I understand you said the offense was a little lackluster for the Dallas Cowboys. I agree. But I think we got to give some credit to that defense for Arizona. They were under getting that pressure constantly. Dak had a rough day. I understand he did throw for 250, but he was only able to find the end zone once. He threw an interception. He got sacked 5 times. And offensively, they only even scored 10 points. Dallas offense, I understand they had a bad week last week, but throughout the season, though, they've been averaging more than 20-plus points a game. And Dak and CeeDee and George Pickens have been lining defenses up all year. They only scored 10 points at home against the Cardinals. Give credit to the Cardinals. I think they showed up and showed out after their bye week. To be honest, I don't like their chances moving forward to make a playoff run, but you can't deny they have been more competitive ever since Jacoby Brissett came in, and we saw it against the Colts in Indianapolis.
Yeah, you're right. And I do think talent-wise, Kyler Murray is better.
No doubt.
But there's no doubt Jacoby Brissett has better chemistry with the team.
And that's shocking.
It is.
5 years.
If you're not Shane Steichen, if you're Jonathan Gannon, so it's 4 weeks. He's out 10, 11, 12, 13.
But my thing is why he got put on IR today.
Because I think he's really hurt.
No, I'm not denying but my thing is if he was really hurt, you would have put him on IR.
I think he tried to
Travis
go.
Hunter, he's hurt. He got put on IR right away.
I think he tried to play on Monday and he went through the week and he just didn't feel right. So I think that's why it was the initial pause. But then when he couldn't go, he was just like, yo, just put me on IR. I don't want this to be a back and forth. Jacoby Brissett needs first team reps. Like, just put him out there. Because I honestly, handicapping the game, the whole week 9, I handicapped it thinking he was going to play.
Yeah, you said that, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that's why they kind of waited to put him on IR. But hot take, it wouldn't surprise me if they moved on from Kyle Murray. Not saying Jacoby's the future, but move on from Kyler Murray at this point. I think that's a pretty hot take.
Definitely a hot take because, Kyler Murray, huge contract.
But we just paid Sauce.
Yep. It's definitely going to be tough to make that decision just because we know Kyler Murray, when healthy, with all the talent, he can be an above-average quarterback, but this is year 5, and we're yet to see Kyler Murray be a consistent top 10 quarterback. We know he's capable of being, we just yet to see it consistently. So if I'm Arizona, I'm going to be consistently drafting top 10. We just drafted Marvin Harrison last year with the 5th overall pick as Kyler Murray as our quarterback. Kyler Murray, throughout his years, always dealt with some injuries as well. I don't think he's played full 17 games yet once in his career, maybe his rookie year. It'll be a tough decision to make, but I don't think it's the hottest take in the world.
Yeah. So we'll see. I've said hotter takes before.
You say way hotter.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. By the way, before we get to our rankings, did you see the college rankings, the 12 team playoff ranking for the first time?
No, I saw like the first 4. I didn't see.
Yeah, so no surprise, best team in the country, number 1, the Ohio State. 2, Indiana, they're good. Mendoza, the quarterback, he's really good. Texas A&M is 3.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson Tide at 4, you get a bye. At number 5, Georgia. 6, yeah, I know. I thought that was a little high too. 6, Ole Miss.
They should be 5.
Yeah. 7. Well, they did lose the head-to-head. I think that's the thing. 7, BYU. They're good. 8, Texas Tech.
Okay.
9, Oregon. And they play each other this week. And they might have to rematch as well. So that's really good. 10, Notre Dame. No surprise, Notre Dame is good, and I think they're going to win out. 11, Virginia. I don't expect them to last because they should have lost to North Carolina. And 12, Memphis. Memphis with that big comeback. Yeah, that was shocking too. So that's your first one. Are you surprised at any?
I ain't gonna hold you. Virginia and Memphis being ranked top 12 is nuts.
Yeah.
And like I said, I would have had Georgia. I would have moved down Georgia just a little bit, just because I feel like out of the top 10 teams, they're gonna have the worst quarterback.
By the way, ESPN just put out a PR about 10 minutes ago. Cardinals Cowboys drives home Monday Night Football to one of ESPN's top 9, $16.2 million viewers, second highest Monday night weeknight audience since 2011.
What?
How about you give us sports back instead of comparing numbers to other week 9s? It's election time. If I was mayor or president, I'd give sports for free to everyone. People want sports, Elvis.
Yeah, honestly, that'll be great. A great thing to run on.
Right? Sports for everyone.
Well, you're tired of paying monthly subscriptions. You're tired wanting to watch the UFC pay-per-view, but you can't. Vote for me.
Yeah, vote for me, and I will give everybody. I'm telling you. Holy shit. By the way, you see Ja come out and ask the coach. He does not want to be there. It's getting bad. They're not good. Do you think they trade him? They have to, kid.
You gotta understand, Ja, hate him or love him, Ja's generational.
I agree.
He's generational.
but he
Ja
might be a
is
cancer
a
in the
top five.
locker room.
When Ja is healthy, he's a top 5 point guard. Are you willing to trade away a top 5 point guard that's going to be a top 5 point guard for the next 5 seasons?
Let me ask you this. Is he a cancer in my locker room? Because if he is, he might have to go.
He got some George Pickens in him. I'm not denying that. You might have some off-field or locker room issues with John Morant. I'm not denying that part. But when it comes to on the court, he's a top 5 point guard. It's hard.
Oh, I agree. I agree 100%. I think his talent is unquestionable. Now, his effort is questionable. His locker room, his attitude. It was funny. I got NBA Centelled because they were like, what could fix Ja? And the quote was baby mamas and Glocks. And I was like,
that man needs therapy, man. He needs therapy.
Yo, I was dying.
I'll be honest, the best thing for him might be to get out of Memphis.
100%.
He needs to go to like Utah. You know?
Yeah, no drinking.
Go to Utah.
Yeah.
Go to like where else? Not Portland.
Indiana.
Yeah, go to the Pacers.
Yeah, go to somewhere in the middle of the fucking country.
Yeah. Go to the Pacers. Yeah, that would be good.
By the way, I just got an update. Not an update, but like kind of
breaking news.
Yeah. 14-year NBA vet Tony Allen. You're a big fan of Tony Allen. He was arrested Wednesday in Arkansas on charges of possession of meth, cocaine, and marijuana.
Shit, I'm up with Tony now. Don't laugh on lockdown, Tony, man. That's one of the greatest defenders in NBA we ever seen.
But why he got all that on him? You don't have the answers.
First of all, marijuana should be legalized.
Okay, that's fair. But meth?
Second of all, they gotta test the meth to make sure it's meth. So we're not sure if it's meth.
This is all alleged. This is all alleged.
They gotta test it first to confirm.
Yeah.
What was this? What was the other thing? Cocaine?
Cocaine.
You gotta test the cocaine to make sure it's cocaine. So he could have been traveling with some sugar, maybe some other powdery substance and weed.
Oh my God! His mugshot and this fat white guy that he's next to are so crazy. I'm gonna send you the picture. But this is
how does the white guy look? Does he look like a meth head?
I'm gonna get your. I'm sending it to you right now on text. So you do. But this is of K8 News in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Don't know where that is, but it's in the middle of the fucking
That was meth.
Yeah. This is all alleged, but
I can confirm. I've been around the way.
Oh my God,
man! All I'm gonna say is I've been around the way, and I could confirm just by the picture he had methamphetamine.
But Tony Allen was a legit NBA player. Like,
yeah.
Why is he in Arkansas doing this?
At the end of the day, I can't justify meth or cocaine. Never did any, so I can't.
No.
Marijuana could be great for he's an NBA vet.
Yeah.
Sore bones.
For the pain.
Stress, soreness. So marijuana has a lot of medical advantages as well. So I think he needed the marijuana with the meth and cocaine. I don't know.
Yeah,
Hopefully Tony Allen gets out the gym. I pray for him.
Yeah, pray for instead of jail, we need rehabilitation. Yeah, that's what he needs.
If he's on that stuff,
he needs help.
Yeah,
no, I agree. All right, kid. Before we get to our power rankings, let's do a quick break, and we are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition, with only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavored tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Thursday night football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that artisanal blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink, I believe, here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid. Week 9. By the way, I've been getting some pushback on our weeks. Yes, we understand it's week 10, but it's week 9 going into week 10. No week 10 has happened yet. So it's week 9 going into week 10. Sorry, I had to say that because I got some people in the DM pushback like, oh, these are week 9, but we're in week 10. We started a week early. We started a week late.
The week 10 game completed.
Yeah. How are we going to rank week 10 if it never happened? It was like a PSA. I had to say that, but kid, I am very interested to see where we are going. Let's start at number 10, and we will start with you. What do you got?
At number 10, I had to drop this team down a bunch still, just because they looked bad against a pretty good team in my eyes. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs at number 10. I'm not too worried about the Kansas City Chiefs. I still think they're contenders. Do I think they're the top dog in the AFC? No. Not. I think Buffalo's a little better right now. I think the Patriots are a little better. And not for none, I think it's gonna be a tough task for the Chiefs in that division, Dale. For me, you got the Broncos, you got the Chargers. Hey, it's a small chance the Chiefs only win the AFC West this year, so I'm not too worried about their contentions in the playoffs, but might be tough selling to win that AFC West again. For now, give me the Chiefs at 10.
Yeah, I agree. I got Chiefs at number 10
Okay.
as well. I mean, I'm looking ahead. I know they have a game week 10, but week 11, it was a tough loss.
Will they play week 11?
The Broncos.
Great
game. And that's probably one of their most important game remaining.
At Arrowhead?
Yes. No, it's in Mile High.
You could make a case that might be a must-win game for the division.
And right now, the Broncos are the current AFC West leaders. So the easiest way for the Chiefs to, I guess, regain command of the division, they have to sweep the Broncos. And, the rest of the team, they have plenty of motivation, I think, coming off their bye. Think they're going to be refocused. Think they need a win here. They need to get into the playoffs. One could argue the Chiefs, who, they already had clinched the top seed back in the day. They rested their starters and, they didn't enjoy the Broncos running up the score. They beat them 38-0. So this is a little revenge game, I think, as well. So tough game. I still think they're a playoff team. I still think they're going to be fine, but definitely not the same Kansas City team. That is evident. But I still have them in the top 10. Give me the Chiefs at number 10.
At number 9, this team I wanted to put higher on my list. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, they struggle in the first half offensively, but they have been the best fourth quarter team in football. Give me the Denver Broncos at number 9. If the offense just wakes up for 4 quarters of the game, not just one, I would have Denver Broncos as a top 5 team, Bill. Even without Patrick Surtain, that defense is elite. It's just the only thing that worries me about this Broncos team is the offense going to be clicking out the gate, or they got to be down double digits for them to come back alive? We've seen it multiple weeks. Saw it against the Giants. We saw it against the Eagles. We even saw it last week again. So, only concern about the Broncos is they just offensively they're sluggish to begin the game, and I think they got to change that around if they want to remain and win the division.
Yeah. For me, I'm surprised you had the Broncos at that, if I'm being honest. I have them a little up, and I'll tell you.
No, that's the only reason. They haven't scored a first half touchdown in weeks.
I know. I think they'll turn it around, though. I really do.
I need to see it.
Yeah, I agree. They did lose. Had to put them down a little. I know it might be less than some, but give me the Lions at 9. Tough loss to the Vikings. I still think they're an elite squad. I still think they have Super Bowl aspirations, but big game week 11 versus the Eagles at the Link. They need to bring their A game into Philadelphia, and I just think it's going to be a good litmus test to see where the Lions stand against an elite team like the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, they already lost to Green Bay. They already lost to Kansas City on the road. Now going on the road and playing the defending champs, they need to bring their A game. I think they'll be fine. I think the defense needs to step it up a little bit. You can't have a guy who played one good quarter, some people are saying, go out at home and beat you. That's just a fact. If you want to be contenders and be legit and be taken serious, JJ McCarthy can't beat you.
I couldn't agree more. Give me the Detroit Lions at number 8. I got them at number 8, Dill. I think you said it perfectly. If you want to be taken serious, and I think Detroit Lions are serious contenders for the NFC title, there's no reason in hell you should be losing to J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings at home. There's one thing to lose in Minnesota. I could at least respect that. You're a 7.5-point favorite at home, and you tell me you lose outright? You tell me you're down double digits to J.J. McCarthy?
Huh?
So that's unacceptable. At home.
Yeah.
You should have took care of business. Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs had a horrible day. Jared Goff didn't look that good. I understand he put up some numbers, but he was outplayed by J.J. McCarthy. I hope I never have to say that again.
It sounds good, though.
It don't sound that good, though. But got to give credit where it's due. The Vikings did look good that day. Give me Detroit at number 8 for now.
Entering the top 10 at number 8, 7-2 is your New England Patriots. Are you surprised they're at 8?
Not really. I think 8 is solid.
8's solid. I thought I was fair.
Yeah, I think 8 is solid. You know.
Yeah.
I
like this team. Obviously, redoing the draft, I might take Drake May first. You didn't hear it from me, but Drake May is legit, man. I think the kid is so good, honestly. I really do. I'm happy you guys got your quarterback for the future. I am surprised. Earlier we talked about it. You guys weren't more aggressive yesterday because 7-2. You already beat the Bills in week 5, and I guess the theme for me this season is looking ahead because all these teams are good. We have a game week 15. It might come down to week 15 versus the Bills in Foxborough. You know, and if you sweep the series against the Bills, you are going to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have the tiebreaker right now. The Bills have already won the last 5 division titles. You know, on the day, I think Mike Vrabel was hired. He's setting a culture. He got the guy at quarterback. The run defense is amazing. I want to see another linebacker there. That's my concern. But other than that, I think this team is good. They're solid. They're kind of like your fantasy team. They're not great, but they're 7-2.
Yeah. At number 7, give me the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off everything you said, I think Drake May. I'm not gonna say he should have been drafted number 1 overall. But it's
number
hard,
2.
It's hard to deny that. Yeah. From the year 2, I understand the year 1 wasn't that great, but it wasn't bad at all. And I'm gonna throw a name to you, Dill, who should be getting more flowers, but he ain't. I think Josh McDaniels has been doing a hell of a job. That's why we're 7-2. I think he's one of the main reasons why we're seeing Drake May flourish and why we're 7-2, Dill. The play calling alone is night and day to the last 2 seasons as a Patriots. Trust me, I watch. It's night and day. They're all offensive play calling alone. So just to piggyback what you said, I just want to give Josh McDaniels some credit on the 7-2 New England Patriots at number 7. For now.
At number 7, give me the Denver Broncos. It was a tough, gutsy win on the road last week against the Texans, 18-15. And I said it, week 17 at Arrowhead versus the Chiefs. You know, Broncos, yes, I mentioned it earlier. Week 11 is their first meeting at home, but you play this team twice in 4 weeks. That's going to tilt who wins this division, in my opinion. We'll see how the Chargers end up doing, but the Christmas night tilt at Kansas, that's Christmas too. Week 15.
Netflix game.
Yep. Shout out Netflix. It
Another
could be a lot on the
Vote for Dylan.
table. What
Vote for
happened?
Dylan. That's another subscription. Vote for Dylan. He'll cancel that.
I'll cancel all that for you and give all the boys and girls, if you like sports, free sports to watch for life. People just want to watch sports. That's all I want.
It's better than being out the streets.
Yeah.
And doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Tony Allen. Too soon. But other than that, man, I think Bo Nix is coming along. Yes. I think you raised a great point. The early failure of not being able to score worries me. It does. But
that's
I like
my only worry for the Broncos right now.
I do think the emergence of Troy Franklin coming in as their number 2, I like that. I like the run game. I want to see Evan Ingram more involved. Whatever happened to Evan Ingram when he used to be a top 5 tight end? He's gone MIA.
That was Daniel Jones.
Yep.
Daniel Jones.
Wow, shout out Daniel Jones. But, I just think Sean Payton, the defense is going to be there. They're going to keep him in every game. Mm-hmm. It's the offense. They need to start faster. I think it all comes down to Sean Payton and the play calling. We'll see how that goes on Thursday against the Raiders, and we'll talk about that game in a minute. But I think it's going to come down to these week 11 and week 15 against the Chiefs. If you could go and beat the Chiefs or at least split it, I think you're for real. 7-2. I like how they're always come back, but you always can't. You can't fall behind to every good team. Eventually, you're going to lose those games. Mm-hmm. That's what worries me. But
come playoff time, you don't want to be down double digits.
Because they're all elite teams at that point.
You don't want to be held scoreless for 30-plus minutes come playoff time.
Yeah. So I got the Broncos at number 7.
I like it, Dill. At number 6, dominating win. Give me the Los Angeles Rams. Almost put them at number 5. Just couldn't. But they might be next week, Dill. Matthew Stafford, I understand he won't get the consideration, but he's having an MVP type year. Quietly, Matthew Stafford has been balling, Dill. Puka Nacua is finally back from injury. He looked okay. He looked pretty damn good, honestly. Devontae Adams, whew, who would have thought he would have been this good this late, Dill? This is what, 10, 11th season, 9th season? And he's still pretty damn elite. You got Blake Corum coming in the mix a little more. You got Kernan Williams. And, Dill, not for nothing, Dill, that defense. What I've been saying for weeks now, that defense is for real. That's a pretty good defense. I understand it was a rookie making his first career start. But they showed up and took care of business as a good team should. Give me the Rams at 6.
At number 6 for me, it's a great win. But it is the Redskins. Give me the Seahawks at number 6. I know they're pretty down, but kid, I just put in a bet for the Seahawks to win the division. It is crazy for me at plus 150. Despite all the injuries, the 49ers have almost the same chance to win the division at 35% as the Rams, 37, and the Seahawks at 28. How? I don't get that.
I'm going to say 49ers because of strength of schedule. They probably have the easiest remaining schedule out of the 3. But from our eye test, I would agree.
It's a 2-horse race.
I think the Seahawks and the Rams are clearly the better teams.
Yeah.
But the 49ers just have the easier schedule.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come down to week 16 at home with the 6-man versus the Rams. It's a late season primetime matchup against the team that they're currently tied with at the NFC North. So, the first meeting will be week 11 in 2 weeks at LA and SoFi. But I don't know, man. I just think the Seahawks team is building momentum at the right time. And they just have something about them that I think it's worth betting on. So I can't bet on the 49ers right now. And Los Angeles, just something about them. At the odds at plus 125 to win the division, I think the value is with Seattle. I think they're the better team right now, even though I don't have them ranked higher. It's just because who they beat. If they beat a better team, I probably would have had Seahawks higher, but I do like the team. I like they went out and got extra help for Sammy D. I think this is a really good team. Give me the Seahawks at number 6.
At number 5, give me the Indianapolis Colts still. Honestly, they just lost. It didn't look that good. I think Daniel Jones was due for a bad game. Every quarterback in the NFL is going to have a bad game. And I think Daniel Jones was in the wrong place at the wrong time. We've been saying it all season long, really. What's up with the Steelers defense? Steelers defense ain't the same. They finally showed up week 9 against the best team in the AFC at the time, the Indianapolis Colts. So give credit to the Steelers for slowing down the Colts offense, but I think they'll be just fine. And they just added a top 5 corner in Sauce Gardner as well. So give me the Colts at number 5. Wouldn't be surprised they move back up starting soon.
At number 5, it's a tough loss, but I still think they're a top 5 team. Give me the Indianapolis Colts. Tough loss to the Steelers, but you go out, and I just watched a video a few minutes ago of Sauce practicing, still wearing number 1. You know, we'll see, but I still think Indiana Jones is the guy. I think the defense is getting better. Jonathan Taylor is on pace to break every record and offensive player of the year. And they didn't need Adion Mitch. You got Alex Downs, you got Michael Pittman Jr., you know, Alex Pierce. Like you got some guys.
Warren.
Yeah, Warren. They hit a home run on that pick. So I think they're going to be just fine, and I like how aggressive they are. So I still believe in them. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, even though it was a tough loss. But I'll take the Colts at 5.
At number 4, during their bye week, didn't want to move them down. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If this team happens to get healthy offensively, I understand reports came out today that Chris Godwin and Bucky Irving wasn't seen at practice today. When those two guys are back, and if Mike Evans is ever able to return sometime late this season, I think the Bucs are serious contenders in the NFC. I still think they're contenders as of right now in the NFC. Dale Baker Mayfield been having himself a season. I think Todd Bowles in that defense is solid. It's not great, but it's not bad at all. Dale, give me the Bucs at number 4, and then if they get healthy, watch out.
Yeah, for me, give me the Los Angeles Rams at number 4. I still think this is a really good team. They beat the Saints. They beat them up. Matthew Stafford, first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think, you know, they have 6 wins right now, but their week 9 I thought was a pretty good win against the Saints. You know, they've only played one divisional game, which, you know, it was a week 5 loss. They did lose to San Francisco. It ended in overtime, but you know, we just talked about it's going to be a tight NFC race. Week 10 this week, they play the 49ers. That is a big game for them. They cannot lose 2 times to the San Francisco 49ers.
And they're this week too.
Yeah, they're in Candlestick. I know it's not Candlestick anymore, but that's what it is for me. So they can't lose 0-2. I think that's also a reason why I took Seattle, because if they lose to a depleted San Francisco 49er team with Mac Jones, it gives the straight edge to Seattle Seahawks if they can continue to win. Right now, I do like them. I got them at 4.
At number 3, give me the Philadelphia Eagles still. Another team I didn't want to move down because the bye week. And now for none, I like what they didn't do and what they did do during the trade deadline, though. No, A.J. Brown didn't move, right? A lot of speculation. I understand it wasn't, like, serious, but some people did believe A.J. Brown would have got dealt trade deadline. I like your boy. I thought he was gone. I said that in the preseason. Now you bring in Jaden Phillips. You bring in Jair Alexander. Still, if Jair Alexander is able to get healthy, that secondary is already pretty good. If he's able to come back healthy and just be every other down safety or back for them, oh man. So I think the Eagles, small chance they might have won the trade deadline again. And we saw before the trade deadline the passing game finally waking up, even without A.J. Brown. Now with A.J. Brown coming back from injury, hopefully Saquon is healthy from that hamstring injury deal. I like this Eagles team. I think they're live to running back. Hate to say that, but I think they're live to running back.
Give me the Bucks at number 3. Like you said, I didn't want to move them because of the bye, but I'll look now. But the Panthers, I know they're plus 500 to win the division, but week 16 in Carolina, how are the Buccaneers going to respond without Mike Evans? He broke his collarbone. He's going to be out.
He might be back in 16.
When's Bucky Irving, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan? When are they going to return? Of these last 5 games, 6 games, they're all against divisional opponents, which, count towards their tiebreaker as well. So they need to prove it. They are 6-2 right now, but just watch out. Week 16 at Carolina, where Carolina's good, might be a big game, but I like Tampa Bay at number 3.
At number 2, my boy Dylan just put money on them to win the division. A dominating performance last week. I mean, this past Monday. Give me the Seattle Seahawks.
Wow. Hi.
I had them on 5 last week. I moved them up a couple of spots still. There's no denying. I honestly think the Seahawks are for real. I said it last week. I think Sammy D, he's officially a top 10-ish quarterback. There's no denying it no more, people. We just saw it on the Monday night stage have a perfect half. He had a perfect half. The running game you can make the case that's top 10 running game, right? Top 10 defense. Mike McDonald coaching his ass off, Dill. I love in the Seahawks team right now. You add another weapon on the outside with Raheem Shaheed. JSN leads the NFL in receiving yards. Dill, the Seahawks team is for real. Give me the Seahawks at number 2.
Yeah, I thought I put them a little low, but 2's kind of high. But I feel you. I can't disagree.
Real quick.
Yeah.
You had the Bucks at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Who beat the Bucks and Tampa?
Seahawks. No, I hear you. All right, at number 2, and they were coming off a bye. I think this team is poised to run back. What they did. They acquired Jalen Phillips, Jair Alexander, Michael Carter. They're getting back Nolan Smith as well. He had that tricep injury. So this defense is going to be so good. I got the Packers at number 2,
Packers?
Not the Packers, excuse me. The Eagles. Yeah. No, what I wrote in my notes is this week against the Packers. Coming off that game where they got embarrassed. They should have not lost. It's a tough game for the Eagles, I think. And, a win over Green Bay could help push probably Philly to, maybe getting that 1 seed. And, I think they need to win this because they have the 8th most difficult schedule remaining, according to ESPN. So, the number 1 seed, it's a tight race. We'll see how it all plays out. But I like what they did. I think it's a big game against the Packers. We'll talk about that on Friday. But, yeah, I got the Eagles at number 2. And then obviously number 1, I think it's the same. It's the Buffalo Bills. I mean, what they've looked like since coming out of their bye, beating the not just beating the Panthers, they whooped their ass. Then going and beating the Chiefs. They're trying to win their 6th straight AFC title. Not if the Patriots have anything to say about that. Week 15 in Foxborough, going to be a crazy game, but I like Sean McDermott. I like the adjustments he's made. Josh, I'm surprised they didn't go out and get a receiver. But Josh Allen, he's the leader in MVP race right now. He is on another level right now. And the defense, that's the thing. The defense looks really good coming out of the bye. So 6-2, I got the Bills at number 1.
Yeah, though, just a sprinkle on top. Give me the Bills at number 1. Since the bye week, Dill, the defense has looked phenomenal. I think Panthers only scoring 9 or 10 points. The Chiefs couldn't really do. We saw Patrick Mahomes first game, I think in a long time of his career, under 50% completion percentage, and they did that without arguably their best defensive player in Ed Oliver, Dylan. So if you're telling me we're gonna see this Buffalo defense moving forward without Ed Oliver, just imagine it with the big guy up the middle. So I can't deny it. As a Patriots fan, Buffaloes look good. They look good these past 2 weeks. They look like the best team in football. That's why I got a number one. Josh Allen is playing like the MVP. The only thing that I could say that, is a little concern to me about the Buffalo team right now is the wide receiver room. But you got Kincaid, who's been balling. You saw the big game he had against Kansas City. Shakur step up. He had a huge game as well. So, and even your boy Elijah Moore. I didn't even know. I forgot Elijah Moore was a Buffalo Bill. It was good to see him get involved. If they have a guy who could be that guy for each week, is it Kincaid? Is it Shakur? Is it Dalvin Cook? James Cook. We know.
Shout out Dalvin Cook.
So, yeah, shout out Dalvin Cook. We all know Josh Allen can always put a Superman cape on and do things with his arms and his legs. But who on the outside is going to be that consistent threat? Is it going to be Kincaid? Is it going to be Shakur? I'm not sure, but I do like Buffalo. Give me Buffalo at 1.
I love it. We're kind of eye and eye on some of them. You have some higher, I have some higher, but we're pretty lockstep. And Elvis, you said it. Like once we get later in the weeks and we have a lot of sample size, it's usually the same top 10, but just in different order.
We have the same top 10. It's just different order.
Just different order. So, all right. And we will talk about one of these top 10 teams. Thursday night football. Let's get to it. Denver Broncos hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. Broncos laying 8.5 here at home, minus 550 on the money line, plus 410 for the Raiders. Total is at 42.5. Can the Raiders make it even competitive?
I think so. We saw the Raiders competitive on Sunday versus the Jacksonville.
But it was the Jaguars.
It was the Jaguars still. But what we saw just on Sunday, Dill, 4 o'clock, we saw the Minnesota Vikings shock the world and win in Detroit. I'm not saying the Raiders are going to go out there and win in Denver, but they can. It's a rivalry game in division. I think they make things interesting. We saw the offense look pretty damn good with Brock Bowers returning. I understand it's just Jacksonville, Dill, but Geno Smith, he looked pretty good. That's the best he looked since week 2 of the season, if you ask me, right? Brock Bowers looked amazing. I understand they just traded Jacoby Myers. Gentry's been looking pretty good as of late. So if you tell me the offense is going to look more like they did last week than the prior to that, give me the plus 9.5 deal. I'm going to take the Raiders on the road, plus 9.5. Like I said, divisional game, rivalry week. The Raiders are going to show up against the Denver Broncos. And what I alluded to during our power rankings, Denver Broncos start off slow. They start off sluggish. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders are hanging out. And if it's let's say it's a 10-7 game going into halftime.
I just worry about how the Raiders are going to keep up offensively. Unless Brock Bauer goes crazy again.
Yeah, what you mean? What have the Broncos showed you the last 4 weeks that they're going to put up points in the first half?
It's not that I trust their defense.
I do trust their defense still, but offensively, they've been struggling through these first 3 quarters.
But now they're playing the Raiders. They played
a divisional game.
But it doesn't matter. I don't think that matters against a bad team like that. Like last week, they played Houston. Houston has a great defense.
I hear you, dude.
The Raiders, I'll lay the 8. I'm going to lay the 8 just because I'll lay the
8.
Yeah, they're minus 8.5.
Well, I got plus 9.5, Dale. I don't see 8.
Yeah, on the blue book right now, Denver Broncos are minus 8.5.
You gonna lay the 8.5? All right.
Yeah, I'll lay the 8.5. I just don't. I hope for fantasy wise, Brock Bowers does go off, but outside of that, who are they gonna play? Alshon Gentry is not. Maybe we'll get to it in the props. He is not gonna have a good game against that defense. I do not trust that. And do you really trust Geno Smith to have a back-to-back good games? I don't. Not against this defense. I'm going to bank on Trump Payne to have a good game plan. I'll lay the 8.5 here with the Broncos. As for the total, it is small at 42.5. Any thoughts on the total?
I lean the under. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 21-17. Like I said, I think things are going to be much closer than people anticipate. I might be wrong, Dill, but I don't see Denver Broncos. Once again, I wouldn't be surprised they start off slow in this first half. Wouldn't be surprised they've got a 0 in the first half. So I'm going to say 21-17 Broncos.
All right. Yeah, I kind of agree. I would probably say 28-7, my final score. 28-7 Broncos.
You're going to score 28 points in the fourth?
Yeah. 14 and 14.
They might.
We'll do 14. They did 33 against the Giants.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might.
They might. Let's go to the props. And our prop segment is brought to you by Props.Cash, the best way to research your player props. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge in several player props. Market on the web or in the Props.Cash app. You'll get quick visual data on player trends, matchup history, and recent performance across every major sport. Clean, reliable stats that make it easy to spot value. Plans start at just $19.99 a month, and right now you can get 25% off your first month with code DREAM25. That is DREAM25. So download the app, not now, but right now. Sign up with the monthly subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your prop research today at Props.Cash. Okay, we've been on fire with our props. We hit last week. We hit on Thursday. We hit on Monday Night Football as well. Let's try to keep it going. What is your prop of the week for Thursday Night Football?
I know we were just talking about Brock Bowers still. And don't get me wrong, I do like the over 65.5 just because I feel like they have to feed him to be in this game. But I'm going to go with Trey Tucker, though. Give me Trey Tucker over 41.5 at -115. I see 43 now. I would take the number there. I think he's going to go for at least 50, maybe 60 yards just because he's going to be the number one receiver. No Patrick Surtain. And I also like Tyler Lockett over 17.5, 18.5 receiving yards as well. Somebody's going to have to step up.
A little reunion for Pete Carroll, huh?
Yeah, a little reunion. So I think Tyler Lockett could have 25 plus receiving yards, and I think Trey Tucker is going to have more than 50. So I think the number is a little too low if you ask me at 43 right now. I call 41.5.
Yeah.
Give me Trey Tucker. I think he's good for 50, and I wouldn't be surprised if Brock Bowers finds the end zone at +172. So
I like that.
I like those three, but my official one is Trey Tucker over 41.5.
Yeah, my official one is Cortland Sutton, longest reception over 21.5 yards. I mean, he's gone over this in 7 of 10 games dating back to last season, but this year he's gone over this in 4 of his last 5 games. Only game he didn't go over, New York Jets. But this is a really highly graded prop for Props.Cash. It is B+. I mean, Vegas ranked 25th versus wide receivers as well. So I do like this play. I had a few that I liked as well. I mean, if you want, I know you mentioned a touchdown. Anytime touchdown for J.K. Dobbins. I think just the usage rate for J.K. Dobbins at -114 as well. I think he is the back. They use R.J. Harvey, and it's so weird how they use him. I know he scored 2 touchdowns.
Sometimes he gets the ball first down.
Sometimes he doesn't.
Quarter. I don't get it.
It's so weird how they play him, if I'm being honest. But I think down at the goal line, I think it is going to be J.K. Dobbins. So I'm going to take J.K. Dobbins. I like that. Anytime touchdown at -114. And then the last one I had was my boy. I mentioned him earlier in the day, but Troy Franklin over 3.5 catches. He's gone over this back-to-back games against Dallas. He had 6 catches. He had 4 against Houston, and Houston's a really good defense. It's a little chalky at -145, but I really think he's developed into their Bo Nix's number 2 receiver. So, yeah, I like Troy Franklin over 3.5 receptions. Props.Cash is projecting 3.9. So it's right at the number. I think he could get 4 catches against Vegas. So
yeah, I think so. Just because that secondary ain't the best. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. So those are my 3 props. You gave out 3 props as well. Kid, good luck. Let's start week 10 with a bang. Let's go to the NBA. One game, only surprisingly,
one game.
between the Clippers and the Suns. Both teams, honestly, not off to the best start for either team, but we do have lines right now. Short, Suns -2 favorites at home, -132 on the money line. If you do like the Clippers, +112. Total is 223.5. What is your play here?
I'm gonna take the dog, Dill. Give me the Los Angeles Clippers on the road. Don't get me wrong, they're starting slow. Both these teams are starting slow, but I think the Clippers just a little better. It depends who's gonna play. Like, let's just say if Kawhi is a no-go, then I gotta see how if Kawhi's gonna play or not. But give me the Clippers still on the road. If Kawhi's playing, give me the Clippers. Kawhi's out, I'll probably just stay away.
Yeah, ugly slate here for college on Thursday. Only one game I liked. I bet like 20 games on opening night. It was just a thrill. I'm telling you, it was such a rush.
It was good to feel it, right?
Yeah, it was a great feeling to be back. I think I went like 9-11, but it was amazing. It was great to be back. Yeah, it was worth it. Only one game I liked. Ohio Bobcats taking on Illinois State. Surprised Illinois State is the favorite on the road. I probably would take Ohio as a short home puppy, but yeah, it's the only play that really caught my eye. Everything else, ton of huge spreads. Like Florida was -36.5. Like, it's still very early in the season. I want to see some of these players before I start betting -36.5. But other than that, kid, that's all I got. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, that's it, man. Free Tony Allen, man.
Allegedly, this
free
is
lockdown Tony, man.
Yeah, this is crazy times. But kid, good luck on all your plays. Enjoy the game, and we will see you guys on Friday. Peace.